Listen to me now. Gonna say it loud. Don't get it twisted what we're talking about. Yeah.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Charles, and welcome to Real Talk with Charles. Our conversation today is going to be on whether or not you have kids or don't have kids, and what we think about and how we feel about having kids or not having kids. Today, our special guest is Dante Martin. Dante, how are you?
I'm very good. And yourself?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I want to thank you, first of all, for spending some time, taking your time out to have a conversation with me and share your thoughts and ideas on parenthood.
Oh no, I love topics like these.
Okay, that's
I have
great.
these
That's
discussions every
great.
day.
Okay, so tell me, first of all, do you have children?
No, I do not have children.
Okay. And how old are you?
48 today.
48. Okay, so most people, I don't run across many people that are 48 that don't have children. Okay,
Right.
so can you tell me what reasoning you have behind having not having children, or is that your personal choice, or you just kind of haven't met the right person yet, or just basically what is your story?
Well, first and foremost, I'm a believer. I believe in and just because I believe this does not mean that people have done it wrong in their life.
Right.
But I believe that I wanted to bring my children in with both mother and father. I believe that it takes two, the mother and the father, to raise a child. You need that woman energy as well as that male energy. So
Yes.
that's one of the reasons why I wanted to make sure that my child have both parents for the rest of their life. So my thing was, if I couldn't meet the right person, because a lot of the times when you counsel people, I'll get to that later, that a lot of people tell you things don't always go the way you expect it to go. So my thing was, what could I do as a man to better myself, to make sure that when I meet the right person, that I could be everything I could be for that female, that woman, so that when we do decide to bring a child in this world, we could bring this child in the world together on the same ideology, the same spirituality, the physicality, everything that you need for this child to be the child that they can be, the best they can be, not what we just want for them, but what they want for themselves. So I just wanted to make sure that I had the right female, I was the right male for her, and that we had the same agreements, because it says, how could two walk unless they agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is the way. That's the right way. That's the right way to do things. And a lot of times, you find out that, especially when you're young, like teenagers, you basically just want to have sex with somebody, you know, and you have sex with them, and then before you know it, you're a parent. Now you have to co-parent with this person, but then you turn around and you find out, hey, I don't even really like this person. So it really starts from there. It's a lot of peer pressure that goes on, in middle and high school. So for you to take the right road, have the the knowledge enough to know how to do this right and to do this right, I really commend you. I definitely commend you on that.
Oh, thank you. And the thing is, you know what it is with the comment you just made? A lot of people don't think that they're gonna get caught up and they're gonna produce a child when they actually laying down with each other.
Right.
It's basically the results of what they did. So one of the things I would say is, did you have the conversations before you got involved with this individual? That's why you find out if you don't like the person or not, because most people don't communicate before they even get together. So if
Absolutely.
you communicated, you would know. Because like my question, I would say, because I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm a saint and I haven't had relationship with people, but we had these conversations like how you want to raise your child. Do you want to have a child? Because sometimes people think the best way to do it is to go the easy route and use the A word. But I don't believe. I believe that you're taking it out of life. I want to be careful on the words I say.
Mm-hmm.
You took it out of life. So my thing is, I believe you should have a conversation. You should communicate. Even if you can't wait, communicate. At least know what is your ideology when it comes to parenting, or what happened if we produce a child together. Would you love that child? Because that's what's happening, that people are producing children and they not loving the person that they procreated with, so they're not going to love that child. So I would say have the conversation, at least do that. It would be the best thing to do.
Absolutely. And that's the thing that's missing. That's the missing piece right there. Having a conversation. So now you take 3 to 5 minutes of what you call enjoyment that is going to actually, you know, cost you for a lifetime, because when you have a child, that's not for 18 years or whatever. That child needs you for life,
Right,
so you have to be ready. And especially as a man and woman, you have to be ready to give up a lot of yourself to raise a child.
right, correct.
Yeah. So, you do mentoring, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is it teenagers or is it young adults, or who do you actually mentor?
Well, I mentor teenagers, adults, marriages, relationships.
Okay.
Every The reason why is for I learn at the same time as I give information, because like right now I'm helping someone with a situation they're going through, because they made a comment to me saying, "Oh, you're scared to have children." It's not that I'm scared to have children. Now that they understand, and I was like, I didn't have children because I don't want to go through what you're going through, and I don't want to put their business out there. And they now understand it. It's like, you know what, you made the right decision. It's not about making the right decision, because I always say, like me and you talk off camera, it's not if you're right or wrong. It's the decision you have to now live with. Because once that
Yes.
decision is made, you have to live with that decision. So when you sitting there, we was once a kid, we was once a child.
Right.
So we know how we felt when our parents wasn't there. So why would I want to make my child feel the same way I felt, or even worse, because I know how I felt with my father not being there. And
Mm-hmm.
my mother didn't fully give me the understanding of why my father wasn't there, but I had to still learn how to become a man without that person being present for me.
Mm-hmm.
So as I mentor people, I see what they see and put it, I'm like a human filter. I filter it and give it to other people to be like, you know what? You might have not had that parent there, but there's other people that could be a parent to you. There's other people that could be wisdom to you. So don't just give up because you didn't have what you want, and don't think because that your parent wasn't there that you can't be a good parent as well. Because that's another thing that people think, that, oh, I won't be a good parent because I didn't have good parents. That's not true. It's about how you educate yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And the help is there, whether you have your parent or not, the help is there. Just like you said, older people who've already been through, who've already experienced, there's a lot of help out there. And, you just really have to try and go and find it. A person that you can talk to, that trust to tell, your inner secrets or your inner thoughts. And the help is definitely there. You don't have to be a victim of your circumstances. You can, if you didn't have a father, you can find somebody who is a good father, have conversation with them, have a support team is what's really needed. So for a lot of kids now, they're 15, 16, having kids, but they haven't been through enough of life and life's experiences to even know what life is about. So if they don't know what life is about, how can they possibly teach a child what life is about? You got to know it in order to be able to teach it.
Right. Could I interject something there too? Because
Yes.
I had a conversation with a male who was married, and
Mm-hmm.
he had children with two women,
Right.
and he went to church as well. He said something to me that we might have to listen to these children and see if they feel the same way. He said that when he had his first child, he had his child because he wanted somebody to love him.
Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm.
I never forgot that he told me that, because like when I was helping him with his marriage, he said he wanted someone to love him. And this was a male. This is the first male I ever heard say that.
Mm-hmm.
He said he wanted someone to love him. So sometimes when these youngins, which I feel they're being bombarded with so much information right now, cell phones, Google,
Yes.
TikTok. So we don't really know what's going on in their mind, and we don't know what they're gravitating to feel like, you know what? Because most of the time, if you ask somebody, why do you lay down with this person? It's a sense of belonging. They thinking I'm going to have some form of love with this person, that this person loved me in some form of way.
Mm-hmm.
So now here's the thing. If this person loves me, right?
Right.
And then they leave me with a child,
Mm-hmm.
regardless if that person is there or not, I still have this love from that person, even though I'm not getting the actual love I thought I was getting from that person.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something that you have to keep in mind, that we're not these people as we counseling them. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
try to put my perception on them, but I do try to understand from what they're seeing, what's their perception. And that's why I say the problem with the society is the miscommunication of perception. So that might be one of the reasons why children do what they do, because
Uh-huh.
they still want some sense of belonging, of love.
Mm-hmm. Now, I haven't heard it just like that. I've heard that they want something to love. You know, I mean, not necessarily someone to love them. I have heard that. That was really interesting. For somebody to bring that to you, they want to love somebody. And I've heard that they want somebody to love. So
Right.
there's a piece that was missing, you know, that piece that they weren't getting, that they want to give or get from someone else, and that being a child.
Well, remember, a child is unconditional love,
Yes.
because
Yes.
once you, that child's gonna always rely on you and depend on you.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as that person's there for you, because remember, relationships, a person can walk away and don't commit to you. But that child is always committed to you because you brought that child in this world, and that child is all you know.
Right.
So the percentage of children leaving their parents is very low. So
Uh-huh.
sometimes when a person feels lonely, they're gonna turn to, oh, you know what? Let me bring forth a child in this world, regardless if I have the proper resources to make sure that this child's provided for. Let me do what I could do because I want my loving from this child, not understanding that you're passing along that same feeling you feel to
Mm-hmm.
that child, and it could turn into more discomfort or unconditional love in a different way, the opposite way of you thinking you presenting that child.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, they want the bond. They want the
Right.
bond. And just like you said, if the father leaves, that child is still the female is still remembered the father through that child.
Oh, mothers leave too, because I have a
Mothers
friend
leave.
that
Yes.
I have a friend. I interject this part, and race doesn't matter. I'm just gonna
Right.
say that. I'm not gonna tell you race doesn't matter, because I
Right.
have a friend. He came to me and he was asking me about a woman he was dating, and I said she appeared to be good. Why
Mm-hmm.
not take the chance? So because he listened to me, he's now married, and he's been married for a while, 2 kids.
Okay.
Now, I was wondering why he didn't have the confidence in himself. What happened? I found out that his mother walked out of his life when he was a baby. His
Okay.
father
Mm-hmm.
raised him.
Right.
Now, what's interesting, I met his mother at the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I knew him, never met the mother until he got married. At least she was present for that.
Right.
But
Right.
that's why I also say, just because your situation ain't the way you thought it should have been when you was growing up, doesn't mean that you would transfer it to your kids, because he's a great father, and
Mm-hmm.
and they have a great mother. Husband, they got that bond of a husband and marriage,
Right.
husband and wife, and they got two beautiful children, homes, and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm sitting up there saying, it's like, just because you don't see what you was growing up, what you wanted to see, doesn't mean you can't project it later on in life. That's on you.
Right. Right. And now, I mean, there's a different time, you know, from when I grew up. Times were different when you grew up. Times are different now when these kids are growing up. And like you said, there's a lot of influence through
Right.
social media, videos, songs. Influence is everywhere. It is everywhere. But I think the key is being transparent and having conversation. You have to know what you're getting into before you actually get into it. And I think if you really open up and say exactly what you want and what you feel, what you need, and then just communicate with the person, because you see a lot of people have kids, and I've told a guy that this before, and he's like, um, the girl, she's pregnant. He liked her, but she's pregnant by somebody else. I said, give it 9 months. 9 times out of 10, she's going to be free. and it was pretty much like 8 months, and they broke up, you know. But it's like you don't know the person that you're actually laying down with. Then you have a child. Now that's even more responsibility. So you're trying to be a parent and learn the person that you're parenting with. And then usually you find out that you guys aren't really even a match, you know, so that breaks up a lot of relationships.
Well, here's the thing: what I learned about that too. Um, if you notice, before I used to have a show, and there was a female co-host on the show. We used to have conversations about relationships. And what I noticed about relationships, depending on the reason, the intentions of why you got together, I said to her, haven't you noticed that a relationship is all good until someone says they're pregnant and
Mm-hmm.
it got real and it changed the whole dynamic of the relationship? It's like, wait a
Yes.
minute, so was we having fun and now it's no longer fun because you said you was pregnant?
Right.
Now you bring a life. And even she agreed. She was like, that's interesting. And I noticed that it's like, and I'm a male with males, so we're going to speak from a male point of view.
Right.
I never heard a woman tell me they was pregnant because I never had the chance to have a child. But I wouldn't understand or know why when somebody's telling you that they're pregnant, that you basically have a chance to bring in a miniature version of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Does that scare you or makes you want to get away from that individual? Now, I can understand if you didn't plan on doing that, bringing life with that person, but the fact is you're now bringing life with that person. So I'm like, why does it scare you more than you being receptive to like, hold up, I'm about to raise a miniature version of myself?
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of that is that a lot of people are in it for the fun. They're in it for the good times. So when somebody mentions I'm pregnant, now it's time to go to work. It's time to be responsible. It's
Right.
time to have someone that's going to constantly look up to you to provide and protect. And that I think is the part where most guys and females go, wait a minute, this is not really what I wanted. You know, so they're a lot of times just in it for the fun. They're in it for the good times. But the good times can also bring upon a whole lot of other stuff, you know, um, co-parenting, trying to raise a child, trying to be hold down a relationship and raise a child too. Because usually it's just the two people, the male and the female. But when the baby comes along, the baby is the third party, but the baby needs more attention than either of the other two. That baby needs, so somebody's got to give that baby their attention. So they have to give of themselves, you know, and the things that they want to do when they want to go. That baby gonna need them. So a lot of times a baby will come in and almost wreck a relationship if you don't have a stability before the baby comes and knowing what is expected of each other before the baby comes.
No, it's sad, but that is true, which
Yeah.
is as I've been counseling people, the three reasons why relationships don't work, marriages don't work is one, the lack of communication,
Yep.
two, finances,
Yes.
and three, children.
Yeah. Yeah.
Children is number three.
Mm-hmm.
And
Um,
it's
yeah.
uh,
It can change your life. Well, it's gonna change your life, but it can change your life for the better, or it can change your life for the worse. And it depends on the person and how they feel about bringing a child into the world. That it depends on which way they're gonna actually look at that and how they're gonna respond to it.
that's a disconnect though, because this one of the things that is like when I talk to people and they say, "Oh, you don't got no kids, you're lucky." And I be, well, do you do know if our parents thought like that, we wouldn't be here?
Right. Right.
That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, here's another thought that I tell people, I'm like, you do know, yeah, I'm 48 and people say I look young and I go to the gym. But if I don't have a child by the age of 50, and let's just say I do have a child by the age of 50,
Uh-huh.
do you know when my child is 10, I'm 60 years old?
Right. Right.
When my child is 20, I'm 70.
Uh-huh.
You see what I mean? So am I a father or a grandfather to this child? So
Well,
that's the thing.
well, listen, since you said that, I was 42 when I only have one biological child. I was 42. And my first thought was 42 and 18 is 60. So when my child graduates from high school, I'm going to be 60. And throughout the process of, primary school, middle school, high school, yes, I was looked at like, is that your grandfather? You know what I mean? And all through school, because, and my classmates have grandkids the age of my son, so yeah, I was that person. I was that person right there, the grandfather. Yep. But
Listen, I experienced and had conversations on every avenue that you could actually have a conversation concerning parenting,
right.
child rearing, all of this.
Uh-huh. But the thing I'm proud of, I was more so ready. I was stable enough, to bring a child into the world, and I was willing to be the father. Not the part-time father, not the father that just gets the kids on the weekends, and not the one that just sends money for child support. I wanted to be that every day, every single day father. I need to see my child, and because my child has to have a lot of the information that I have. I need to pass on the information that I have to my child to be able to um rear a productive citizen. So I
Which would
would.
be one word,
Mhm.
legacy. That's
Legacy.
what you say, legacy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and he's 22 now, just graduated from college like last month. So he's carrying it on. He's doing a great job. He's doing a great
Can
job.
I ask you a question? Did you
Yes.
graduate from college?
I didn't go to college. I went to the
Okay, so now this is what makes it so beautiful. You didn't go to college, but you raised a child to go to
to
college.
go to college. Right.
See, so
Right.
this is what I'm sitting up there saying. It's like it's not always looked upon. It should not always be looked upon negative because again, I haven't went to college either, but I'm putting myself in a position for my children if they choose to want to go to college.
Absolutely.
And
Yep.
like I want to meet a woman that, hey, let's raise our children home,
Mm-hmm.
homeschool our children. And I'm
Uh-huh.
not trying to say we got keeping them away from the world. It's just that let's homeschool our children to make sure that they have the right principles and the right education to be able to function properly in this world. Because you can raise a child in your home the right way, but as soon as they get out into society gonna introduce them to things that you may not want them to be a part of, but let them make that decision when they old enough to make that decision, not somebody bombarding them and putting that information on them.
Right. And I always said that you're going to teach your child, it's going to be somewhere like 10% of all the information that they actually take in. But that 10% doing the right thing that you're teaching them has to be stronger than the 90% of all the other stuff that they're hearing. And then they got to be able to uh, handle the peer pressure of other people, other kids doing things that they know, okay, mom and dad just said this is not the way to do it, but everybody around them is doing it, so your 10% that you pour into your child has to withstand the pressure of the other 90% that they're getting from the media, they're getting from social media, they're getting from their peers, they're getting from everywhere. That has to be a strong 10%. Definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
So again, it's like the bottom line is you know how you felt coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a decision and a choice right there. Do you want to duplicate what you seen in your home, or do you want to alternate
Mm-hmm.
what you seen in your home?
Right.
Because as you get older, you're gonna be making decisions for yourself. So I can sit up there, some of my childhood. Was
Mm-hmm.
it good? No, it was more bad than it was good.
Right.
And I'm not saying that my mom raised me poorly. It's just the fact of the things that I believe that should have happened for me didn't happen. But it
Uh-huh.
didn't stop me from becoming the man that I needed to be for myself.
Right.
And now I'm like, okay, now that I have the understanding of, me and my mother got a great relationship to this day. We talk daily.
Right.
So I understand without her telling me. And I think it was better that way. What she experienced, and she did her best for me and my brothers and sisters.
Right.
And so I'm like, me and my brother, out of 6 of us, we the only ones that didn't have children. I don't know his story or why he don't have children, but I didn't have a child. And look at my brothers and sisters that had children. They not with the person they had their child with.
Uh-huh.
And so that's why we could sit up there in a spiritual aspect. We want to stop the generational curse.
Right.
And that's one aspect of what it is that I was doing. I was just like, you know what? Nobody brought a child in this world. Well, my mom did. She did bring children in this world married, but no one brought a child in this world as brothers and sisters under the marriage umbrella.
Right.
And I was just like, you know what? I want to be the one to change that.
Uh-huh.
Will it happen? Who knows? But one of the things God is in control. God knows what's going to happen. I'm working on me. I'm preparing myself to be the best person I could be, to eventually be the best father I could be.
Right.
And the only thing a woman could do for me at this moment in my life is make me a husband and a father.
Uh-huh.
It's my job. Like I tell my mother, you made me a boy. It was my job to make me a man.
A man. Right. Right. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you this before we close. What advice would you give to, and it can be male and female, like teenagers?
The advice that I would give teenagers is this. First and foremost, learn to love yourself. You have to learn to love yourself and find the true definition of love for yourself, because you're not going to find love in others if you don't know how to find love in yourself.
Right.
So that's the first thing. Learn to love yourself. The second thing I would say is have goals.
Yeah.
And here's why it's important to have goals. If you have goals and you're walking towards your goals, if you're around people that's not helping you get towards your goals, then guess what? They're hindering you.
Yes.
So you can't blame them for why you didn't get to your goal when you knew what you was trying to do. So you need to be doing what you need to be doing.
Right.
So if you are achieving your goals, then that means you're not focusing on what other people, because they either, what does it say? How could two walk unless they agree? So if they're not agreeing with you, why are you walking with them?
Yes, absolutely.
So it's the love, the goals. And the last thing that I would say is this. It's going to be a hard journey, and it may be a lonely journey, but the journey is not over till you take your last breath.
Right.
So always remember, no matter what happens, I could always get up, wipe the dirt off my knees when I fall, but I must continue on and do what I need to do for myself, because even when you have parents in your life, your parents is only doing the best they know how to do.
Right.
But you have your own identity. And that's why like we call it the rebellious stage, but it's more like they trying to find out who they are, who they identify with themselves. Like I tell a lot of parents when they got older children, that's your baby. But your baby is now a young lady. Your baby is now a young man. And they have to find themselves.
Right. Right.
They know the love you're providing. They know the love you're giving. But they got to find themselves in this society. Because like you said, your child went to school. You don't know what he had to go through the education to get that degree.
To get it, right.
But you was there as a cheerleader, making sure that he was able to get that degree.
Right, exactly.
He put in the work. You provided the way.
Absolutely.
So that's proper perspective. So sometimes, and please, teenagers, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yes. Yes.
It's not, don't be pride. Counseling, you don't just go to counseling because things are bad. You go to counseling to maintain what it is that you're going through.
Yes.
Believe me when I tell you, when I'm around people But like when I need guidance, who did I go? I'll call somebody that been in a position that I haven't been in. I'll
Right.
call Mr. Charles Smith. Hey, help me understand something I don't understand, because if he's at an age that I'm not there yet,
Mm-hmm.
why would I deny his information?
Right.
He might give me a better way to get there better and faster. Cause like one of the things I like to help people with is finances. And I tell them, I want you to get financially where I am faster at your age.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
You got the proper finances, guess what? It don't take away your problems. It do help with them though.
It does. That's right. That's right. Well, look, Dante, again, man, I thank you for taking your time to sit and have a conversation with me. Um, I definitely enjoyed your wisdom. All of the things that you said, they were spot on. They were spot on. You're very, very, very intelligent. I'm gonna say young man because you're a little younger than I am. But thank you. Definitely thank you for sharing, sharing your ideas and your wisdom with us today.
Right. Hey, listen, Lord willing, I'm alive and breathing. That's what I say. I'm alive and breathing. So anytime I could help, I help. I don't just help with my words. I help with my finances. I help with my intellect. And just you telling me I'm very wise and intelligent, I think the Most High, because I told the Most High, you give me the wisdom and intellect, I'll make sure your people receive it. And that's
All
what I
right.
want to do. I was once the youth. I
Uh-huh.
was once you. I was
Yeah.
once you.
Yeah.
I was once you. I was once young. I went to
Yeah.
high school too. I went
Mm-hmm.
to high school. I've been there. Peer pressure, everything.
Yeah. That's right.
I got more to say, but this is what he wanted me to say for y'all today. Just don't give up. And please don't be afraid to ask for help. Please, if there's anything you didn't learn, ask for help when you need it.
Right.
Find somebody you trust, ask them for help.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, man, for being on
Thank
today.
you.
All right. We'll see you.
Amen.
Listen to me now. Gonna say it loud. Don't get it twisted what we're talking about.